about that? Oh, mangasm all over the place. This is the United way. This is the United way, lads and lasses. Manchester United are officially back. We are back and we are badder than ever. What an amazing performance it was. Little match reaction live for you here for the Manchester United versus Bournemouth game that finished 4-1 to Manchester United. 3 goals in the first half at Old Trafford by United. And there's a lot of reasons for this. There's so much to be excited about United at the moment. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the baby-faced assassin. Has he settled in? I think it's safe to say that he has. And what an unbelievable impact he has had in such a short space. It's all about attitude, you know. It's all about attitude, because this United side, they were down. They looked flat under Jose Mourinho. As soon as you get rid of the Portuguese Mr. Bean twat out the equation, everyone's got a vigour in their step once again. It does turn out Paul Pogba is one of the best players in the world. It does. It was just that Mr. Bean guy holding him back. The shackles are off. That's what it feels like anyway, because look at that performance from Paul Pogba today. I'm going to get right in on the Pogba analysis. Paul Pogba, where have you been recently? Since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, you have been absolutely sensational. Nothing short of world class. Today was another one of those performances. He had a hand in everything United did. He was powerful. He was precise. His movements were fantastic. Just getting in the box for the first goal, the run for the second, the incredible header, the incredible power and pace to get into that position and beat the defender in that way. You know, it was just an incredible performance, and the latter assist. You know, everything he did today turned to gold. It was a big fuck you to Jose Mourinho, as it has been for the last few games. He is off the leash. He looks happy now because he can just go out there, play football, attack, and he has a lot more freedom out there. On the ball, without the ball, whatever it may be. He's got way more freedom out there, and it suits him because he is a dominant, powerful midfielder. And he showed that today. If he can consistently score goals or set up goals like he did today, then, you know, he's going to be completely fine at United, and he will justify that incredible amount of money that he's on. I mean, you can say, you know, okay, the players need to sort themselves out because under Jose they weren't a shadow of themselves. But listen, it's all about the attitude, the effect. It comes from the top down. Jose had an absolute nightmare. He just wasn't the right fit for the club. Ole's come in with his new approach, with his new mentality, with his positivity. He's changed the whole energy at United in a short space. Like, how long has he actually had to work tactics and all that sort of stuff? Not very long. I know we've got Phelan in there as well, doing an incredible job in such a short space of time. That's huge. But it's all about the mentality and the attitude from these players. They've mixed that up. They've changed that up straight away. He has put the arm around Pogba. He has given him a trip to the barber shop and said, pick whatever you want. He's done the necessary things to get these players in the right vein of form and mentality when it comes to the upstairs department. They're all looking to go out there, express themselves, play football, attack. You know, this is actually a United side attacking again. It just, from the first moment of that game today, it looked like we were the classic Manchester United, just going for it at home. You know, we've got a very forward-thinking mentality. We get the ball, we look up, we play a pass. There's loads of runners in behind this, wing-backs overlapping, making runs. It was incredible. It's such a refreshing performance to see when you compare it to that Jose Mourinho monstrosity that we were served up week in, week out, dreary defensive shite. This is pure football now from United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets the United way. He knows how he wants his United side to play, or at least he's basically telling them to go out there and be what they are, which is quality footballers. You can't deny the squad that we have at United is excellent, especially in the attacking department. You know, we've got really skillful and really talented attacking players. Play to our strength. That's exactly what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing. He's turning this United side into an attacking outfit. Yeah, we conceded that goal before half-time. That's going to happen because it's a byproduct of not being a pussy side like a Jose Mourinho team. This is literally like a full-on, full-blooded attacking United side now, and it's happened overnight pretty much with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming in. Marcus Rashford at the start of the game there with an incredible bit of skill, man. Seriously unbelievable. The skill to beat the men, put the ball into Paul Pogba, who's, of course, made the correct run. That was an incredible performance from Marcus Rashford as well. I mean, my man of the match, it has to go to Paul Pogba. I just thought he was a complete dominance out there in the centre of the park and just created goals, scored a couple of goals. It was Pogba's day today. He really was the man. But Rashford was a very close second, of course, deserved the goal, set up a goal, was incredible. I want to see Marcus Rashford played there for a good long time now. I don't see why he won't be, because Ole Gunnar seems to be prepared to gift him those opportunities out there to play in that sort of striker centre-forward role, which he seems best suited to, which when he does play there and everyone's firing, he looks incredible just because of his pace, his runs, and of course you saw today with that first goal, his incredible skill. This man has a great future ahead of him. If he can get the games, I don't see why he can't progress and turn into such a quality player for United and England and just the Premier League in general. He's got absolutely everything in terms of potential. And if he is given, the only way he's going to get there is if he's given these times. So as good as Lukaku was when he came on, it's great to see him get a goal after being on compassionate leave. And that's the sort of impact that a player like that can have. Even he's come in when he's not featured in this new energetic, amazing United since Ole Gunnar's come in. He's been away from that, but even he's come in and he looks bang up for it again. Looks really, mentally up for the job. But of course, I want to see Rashford given the opportunity for the time being. Good run in the side. He just gives us so many options up there with his pace and his runs. He's absolutely incredible. I'm absolutely buzzing about the performance in general, just from a positivity point of view. We were really struggling under Jose. Things had to change. Well, they couldn't have changed any for the better, really. We've had somebody that the club loves as an old ex-legendary icon come back into the fold as the new caretaker manager, and he is playing his way. I know it's early days and the fixtures that we've had have been favourable up to this point, but he is playing his way into a serious candidate for the permanent job at the moment, just with the positivity that he's had. I don't know what the board are going to do. There's a lot left of the season. We'll see what he can do and what happens in the January transfer window, which opens very, very soon indeed. What's going to happen at the club with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? But you have to say, at the moment, the baby-faced assassin has turned United round. We were pointing towards an iceberg under Jose. He's turned us around. Now we're going to Maui. We're on the way to Hawaii or some shit, and we're loving it. Things are definitely on the up at Manchester United. He is the main catalyst. The players look bang up for it. I could just wax lyrical and just bang on all day about all the individual players, and I will. And I'll get deep into some of your questions and everything, guys. I can see there's a bunch of people joining us live. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel for the live match reaction. Do us a favor, if you're in the house right now, smash us a like on this video. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'll get round to answering them very, very shortly indeed. But the players today, Matic, look at how Matic played. He gets the ball, he looks up, he plays a forward pass, often a very good pass. We forget he is a technically gifted player. It's just under Jose's system. I don't know what he was instructing these world-class players to do. Hold the ball, turn around, slow it down, play it backwards, play it sideways. What's that all about when you've got quality players that can actually do that? We can see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows that. He's got faith in the players to do that. They're going out there on the pitch and doing that. Matic was sensational today with his range of passing. Defensively, I think we were sound. I think that's the one area we are lacking at the moment. Everybody knows that. It's our weakest department. So let's play to our strengths, which is attacking, which we did. We are going to concede goals here and there. We absolutely are. And of course, Bailey got sent off, which is a nightmare. Rash challenge, gone in there. I mean, his studs aren't up in my opinion, but it's reckless. There's no need for that. It was stupid. That's a nightmare because we're going to be without him for a couple of games. Rashford came off with some sort of a knock or an injury, so that's not good. Hopefully nothing serious, but I mean, we've got to take all the positives from this game that we can. We are back on the way to being Manchester United again. We already are overnight with that Portuguese goblin gone. Can we get in the top four anytime soon? We're a reasonable amount of points off still. We saw Spurs slip up yesterday. Get in there, my son. Absolutely buzzing about that one. I mean, that's the thing. Teams are going to slip up. City have slipped up recently. There's Liverpool looking incredible, of course, but we are still in with a shout. I know it's unlikely, but we're still in with a shout. We're like 6 points off of Arsenal, or wherever it may be. There's Spurs up there who we've got to play very soon indeed. If that fixture goes our way, which right now at this moment in time, with them off the back of a defeat and us, if we can keep this momentum going, who knows? We've got the players to do the job. We really do. We've got incredible talents out there. We've got incredible technicians. And I think I sound like freaking Brendan Rodgers then, didn't I? Calamity. But I really do think that everything's going in the right direction now at United. We're just back on the right track. New manager, new approach, new attitude, and the players look completely different. All of the players look completely different out there. Anthony Martial today, one of our best performers this season, was absolutely fantastic as well. I can't go on without talking about him for a moment because I just thought he's put in another absolutely stunning performance today. Some of the skill, the assist, his crossing, unbelievable work from him. We want to see more of that. These players have started to do it consistently now. Since Jose's gone, players like Pogba, he's just absolutely flourished. You could see that the shackles were truly on him, whether it's a mentality thing, and you can question his mentality for not performing like that, not making those runs, not being that effective when Jose was here. But look what happens when that guy goes. You know, there's lots of critics of Paul Pogba, myself included. He was absolutely awful for a long period of time. But you've got to say that a lot of that seems to be, I know there's only been a few games against favourable opposition, but a lot of that seems to be Jose Mourinho stinking up the place, making it difficult for the players to go out there and express themselves and play football. He just wasn't the right fit for United, and that's as simple as that. Everybody in the comment section now, get your comment in. I'm just going to go back and make sure I've not missed any super chats, because I really do appreciate all you guys who take the time to send them in. We've got one here from James Arnold. How's it going, James? You must be absolutely buzzing. He says, Pogba the virus, with a bunch of laughing faces. Yeah, I know. Jose Mourinho, it turns out he's the virus. It turns out he's the Moro virus or something, moron virus. And he was the thing that was messing up everybody's equilibrium at the club. Get rid of him. We found the antidote. We had the pure evil in charge. We've got the angel now. We've got the babyface. The baby-faced assassin, Ole Gunnar, has come in, James. And and he is the perfect antidote to Jose Mourinho's virus. Forget Pogba virus. It's Jose who was the virus. And we have nullified it. We've vaccinated it. Basically, it's been sorted because the babyface has come in and he's just got us right on the right track. Comment here from Cameron Howard. Thanks very much for your super chat there, James. Cameron Howard comments, sign Solskjaer up. I mean, come on. It's only a matter of time before the board actually probably do that. I know it's only been a few games, like I keep saying, but it's all about the mentality of United. He gets the club. He's got the players playing the way we want to play overnight, pretty much. We always had good players. That's the thing. Maybe not quite to match the real quality squad that are dominating the top of the league right at this moment in time, because I think we are weak in certain areas, but the talents of the players that we've got are not in question. They should be great players because we paid a shitload for them, and they're on an insane amount of money as well, and so they should be top quality players, to be fair. But it's only now that we're seeing that this season. We saw it a little bit, you know, at times under Jose Mourinho when he wasn't being such a defensive dweeb, but just not often enough. Now with Ole Gunnar coming in, you can see that he's happy for them to go out there and play. He wants to see us attacking, going out on our shield if need be. I can't understand why Jose wasn't prepared to do that. When he was still here, like just go and attack, try and win 5-4, whatever, why entertain the fans? It's like there's so much positivity floating about United at the moment, we don't even know what to do with ourselves. The fans are absolutely loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. The team must be absolutely loving it, because suddenly there's this shroud of negativity, this huge pressure every single week to deliver out there under strenuous circumstances with Jose in charge. And now all that pressure's been released because Ole Gunnar's come in. They've been told to go out there and play. And, you know, the damage has already been done this season. Now it's just about damage limitation. Can we have a good comeback and actually start playing the United way again this season? Well, we've already started to do that. Gungshi in the house. Thank you very much for stopping by, Gungers. He comments, thank God we got rid of that goblin Mourinho. Yeah, I know. I mean, I was expecting there to be a positive change at United once we got rid of Jose, because that tends to happen at football clubs, especially, you know, when it's such a dire set of circumstances. The team are doing that badly. The squad look that, you know, disinterested, and there's no harmony at the club whatsoever. There's all the controversy behind the scenes. I was expecting there to be a positive turn, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite so good so soon. But Ole Gunnar was definitely the right man to come in, because he's been there, he's done that, he knows the club, he loves the club, he knows what the club represents, he knows the fans, the fan base, and that we need to entertain those guys. That's the most important thing, really, and he gets that, and he's prepared to do that. And we all want to see attacking football, United playing the United way. And so he's the perfect man for the job. Jose's gone, finally, thank the Lord. And I just think you're going to see this carry on for the rest of the season now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was that catalyst that turns our season around. It needed to happen. It was a complete travesty that Jose actually managed to stay that amount of time. But thankfully he has gone. Potato Head upstairs needs to go too. Get Sir Alex in there, or anybody, somebody who's associated with the club, to be more of a sort of director of football type character there, because we definitely need improvements in the transfer windows. Want to see what happens in this transfer window as well. Like, are we going to make some strong signings? I think we've been poor in the last couple of windows. We've allowed other teams like City and Liverpool and stuff to really truly make the signings, and we have been lacking. And I think if we can do that this January transfer window, maybe really going out and get that top quality centre-back that we have been missing, then I think you'll see this United side really start to win more games, because not only will be great attacking wise, which we are looking like with the stunning play that we've got going on under Ollie, but also we'll have the defensive unit at the back. We saw it in Liverpool last year. We finished above Liverpool last year. They were a great attacking side, the best attacking side if you're talking about just ripping teams apart in the league last year, but they weren't as good defensively. They shored that up this year. They really have. Goalkeeper, they got Van Dijk in January last year. Big changes at Liverpool in terms of defensive stability. They've got that base now to work on to allow the attacking talents to roam and create. And it just takes a little bit of the pressure off if you know that your backline is solid, which we haven't had for a very long time. So I want to see the board go out there and make a real impact in the January transfer window with a top quality centre-back coming in. Mr. Silas 209 with a super chat here from some DKK currency. Don't know what that is, but thank you so much for stopping by there, man. He super chats, let's never appoint a defensive twat again. Totally agree, man. I mean, I hang my head in shame in a way, because there was a time when I really wanted Jose Mourinho to be manager, as did a lot of people. It did make sense in a lot of ways because of just the pure success of the man. But if you look at it from an outside point of view, he was never the right man for the job. He was never the right man to bring us attractive attacking football, who will get the club and who will adapt and change with the club and play youth and that sort of thing. And I know he played a bit of youth, but he's just not the right man to represent Manchester United. The philosophy of him is completely different. It doesn't run parallel with United's whatsoever. We needed somebody who gets the club, who is prepared to play football and entertain, and we've got that at the moment anyway. We'll see what happens at the end of the season, but I couldn't agree more with you, Mr. Silas. Like, let's never do that again. It doesn't work. It's not the United way. The United fans don't want to see that. It's one thing to play defensively and win games in a boring manner and not really create a lot. If you're winning games, you do win the league, but still, we'd rather win the league by attacking and playing great football rather than playing defensively and just being boring and nullifying teams. We want to see our players express themselves. We want to see them attack. We want to see them score goals, entertain the fans, give it all. Even if the result doesn't come, just give it all. 110% intensity out there, lads. It sounds cheesy as fuck, but it's true. That's what we need to do. Is just it's just fit into that United's identity, which we've always had. We've had this identity as this great attacking side, this entertaining side, this Harlem Globetrotters of a football team. And that is exactly what we need to continue. Thanks so much for getting involved there with a super chat, man. Much appreciated. Alex Rudd in the house says, hey, Piggy, with a super chat. Thank you very much for stopping by there, Alex Rudd. How's it going? We're coming for you, Alex. He's a gooner, if you don't know. We're coming for you, Alex. We're not too far behind now. You will slip up. We will get you. Even though we've been terrible this season, we'll still probably finish above Arsenal. No, we're on the right track. That's optimism, Alex. You haven't heard that on the channel for a while. That's me being optimistic. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, what's going on? Why am I being this way? Well, it's because we got rid of a complete virus at the club. The antidote has come in. The baby-faced assassin has us on the right track. He knows the club. He loves the club. He is the club. We are United. We're back to being the Manchester United that we all know and love. You know, just with that mentality, overnight the attitude. So watch yourself, Alex. Thank you so much for stopping by on the channel there, mate. Alex Rincon in the house. A hat-trick of wins for Ollie. We are playing amazing football, Pig. It could not have gone any better. The amount of goals that we have scored since Ollie Gunner's come in, the amount of goals that we've conceded, ridiculously low compared to what we were conceding. It's just every single department has just immediately, magically been made so much better overnight. With the babyface coming in. The baby-faced assassin has come in. He's set his sights on getting Manchester United back to playing quality football. And he doesn't miss. He's the baby-faced assassin. Absolutely over the moon about that. Alex, thanks so much for stopping by with your super chat there, mate. We are absolutely playing amazing football right now. It's how it should be. Yes, we've had favourable fixtures, but we had a lot of favourable fixtures when we had Jose Mourinho in charge. Did he approach these games, the previous fixture against Bournemouth this season, did he approach these games the same way? Did the players look as up for it? Was the football as intense? Was it as skillful? Was it as entertaining? Was it as attacking? No! It was a big fat no. It wasn't any of that. It was dreary. It was dull. It was defensive. It was Portuguese Mr. Bean-esque. And I, for one, am just absolutely over the moon that we've seen the back of that man. Fair play to him. He won us a couple of things first season, but you can just see that the players are bang up for it now. Pogba suddenly looks like one of the best players in the world again, just based on a few performances. But if he can do that consistently and just put in real intense performances, he's got the ability, he's got the technique, he's got absolutely everything that it takes to be a top quality player. It's just maybe he is lacking in the mental department, or he seemed like he was in terms of attitude. But Jose has gone now. That was the thing that was bringing him down, and obviously bringing a lot of the players down if you look at how night and day their performances are now under Oli. I just think that, we're going to see the very best out of these players now, because the shackles have been well and truly taken off. Thank you so much for your super chat there, Alex Rincon. Let me go down here to the bottom of the comment section to you people not sitting on a cushion in the cheap seats. Thanks to everybody who is stopping by on the channel right now. You're a bunch of legends. Do us a favor if you are, smash us a like on this video. If you're new to the channel and you're wondering what this all is, this is a United/football YouTube channel. Also do a podcast weekly on a Monday, which will be coming tomorrow. It is Monday tomorrow, isn't it? Monday analysis tomorrow. That'll be happening live at some point in the afternoon. So make sure you do keep an eye out for that. And we'll just be delving into a bit more of the Premier League, some of the other fixtures, analysing some of the performances in a bit more depth of the players that performed today and played today. And it's just buzzing, basically. We'll be buzzing tomorrow because we've had a great weekend. We've had a great couple of weeks since Mr. Bean's left. And Oli is the man that deserves all the praise at the moment, as do the players like Pogba. He has really silenced it. It was a big fuck you to Jose today. It really was. And in the previous games, it's like he had a point to prove. He's proved his point. He's got the quality. Can he do it consistently now? That's the big question, because United players, they can only really underperform 1 game out of 10, or certainly only 1 game out of 5. The other 4 games out of 5, they have to be intensely amazing. They have to be quality players. They have to be on form. That's the way it works at United. We don't accept anything less than quality, and that's the way it should be, at least. Maybe we lost that with the Ginger Goblin, the Dutch Goblin, and the Portuguese Goblin. We've got another comment here, another super chat from James Arnold. Oli and Phelan have given the players confidence and belief. What an amazing move that was, getting Mick Phelan back in the club. He really, truly does know the club. He knows what the philosophy's all about. The man he was working with as assistant was Sir Alex Ferguson. Does it get any better than that? He knows the club. He knows the way that the players should be approaching games. He knows the winning mentality that Sir Alex Ferguson blasted through the different teams that he had throughout the years. Everybody, whether they were young, whether they were old, whether they're part of the first generation of Brucey and Pallister and those guys, bit later on, Beckham, Scholesy, or Giggsy, all these guys. Everybody had the same respect for representing Manchester United. Everybody had the same intensity, and that was all from Sir Alex, and Mick Phelan was there for a lot of that. And I think, he's been a great addition to the club. Getting him back, yes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coming in. That's a great PR move. He's had a great impact in terms of positivity out there. But Mike Phelan out there on the training ground as well is going to work wonders. He knows what this club's all about, and I'm just so happy that we've got him. You're absolutely right there, James. He was a great acquisition for us to get him back, and working in tandem with Oli. I mean, it's miles away from what we had under Jose Mourinho with his dross, with his calamity football out there. I mean, he truly did suck the passion out of this United side. He really sucked the passion out of it. We had more passion. We were hornier under Louis van Gaal. Do you know what I mean? Compare it to Jose, especially last season, but this season in particular. We lacked that bottle. We lacked that drive, determination, that fighting spirit. I believe old Manchester United sides, they used to play so hard for the last 5-10 minutes of the game, regardless of the result. That's what I like to see. I don't want to see us fizzle out in any games. And we saw that so many times under Jose Mourinho. Andy Manchester comments, best club, best fans, best fan channel. Smash them likes. Thank you so much for your comment there, Andy Manchester. You absolute ledge. Appreciate it. Do as he says, lads and lasses. Chuck a like on this video. We've got a comment here from Paul Lucas, who comments, you know this has Sir Alex's fingerprints all over this, bringing Ollie and Phelan in. It really does, and there's lots of speculation at the moment that Sir Alex Ferguson, after recovering from his illness, has taken some sort of a role at Manchester United, or is having, you know, more of a say or some say in what's going on at the club. And I think that can only be good if that's the case, because he is the godfather of football. He is the godfather of Manchester United. It doesn't get any better in terms of knowing the club, doing what's right for the club, and just being a visionary, because he was a visionary as a manager, and he certainly has the ability to still do that. You know, as long as his health keeps up and everything, he would be a much better person to have in that role. It's a big job. I don't think he wants to be director of football or whatever, but certainly to have a role in things like this, things like maybe player signings, things like, you know, managerial appointments and coaching staff and things like that, and getting that identity back at Manchester United. Who better to administer those things than Sir Alex Ferguson, aka the best manager to ever manage, certainly manage Manchester United. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It does have his fingerprints over it, and I think it was an absolute masterstroke to get the babyface assassin in here and bring Mike Phelan back, just to steady the ship up, get the players on the right track again, you know, in terms of the style of football and how we're going to approach it. Comment here from Christopher M.E., who comments and says, Twatic Matic is only player not improving. I'm going to have to disagree with you there, man. Yeah, fair enough. He has been absolutely static and Twatic up until Ole Gunnar came in. But today I thought he was excellent. Today on the ball, you know, he's picked out so many key passes, forward passes. I thought he put in a good performance today, really good performance. I talked about him earlier. I thought he was refreshing. It's certainly, you know, he's not Iniesta. He's not that type of player, but for what he is, to get the ball up and play such a number of key passes today, I thought he did a really good job doing that. And of course, he is quite defensively sound. Yeah, he's a big static lummox. He is. He's a Jose Mourinho player, and maybe he won't be around here for too long. I mean, he is aging anyway. But I think while he's here, he's shown in the last couple of games he can play a role. He is a player. And today, I actually disagree with you there, but I thought he was great. Pat Balint comments and says, Ollie is all about our club, the team, the players, not about himself and his old success. That creates positivity all around the club. Well said, man. Yeah, it's all about the new approach, the mentality, the fact he gets the club, and the fact that he's prepared to work with these players. He said that there's a completely clean sheet, effectively, like where you know, the slate has been wiped clean. Anything that's happened before, forget about it. It's all about now. And the players you can see out there, they're fighting for their position in this side, whether it be Rashford, whether it be Marshall, whether it be Pogba, they're fighting out there. And he's immediately come in. He's got the positivity back. The players look up for it. The players look happy out there. I know it's easy to be happy when you're winning games, but that is probably quite a contributing factor to the fact that you're winning games anyway. It's just having the right mentality, being happy out there on a pitch, happy with your role, happy with your job at hand, which is to cut the opposition apart. That's what our players want to do. We've got great attacking talents. That's what they want to do. And he knows that, absolutely. Loving the comments in here today, guys. Get a bunch more in right now, because I will be answering a few more and looking at a few more before I go. Coming up to the half an hour mark, so won't be on too much longer, but get your comments in now. Alex Rudd comments, still recovering from the mayor yesterday, but we hold you guys off. Well, there you go. I mean, it's only a matter of time before United get back to above Arsenal. It's just a given, isn't it? You know, had a decent start. The wheels will fall off the Gooners wagon at some point. You know it. No, they're in a sort of similar situation. They've got very good attacking talents. It's a transitional time for them. Fair play to you, Alex. But I do think United, you know, with this new shot in the arm that we've had, this new positivity coming from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the players, we just look suddenly way better. It looks like if we played Arsenal tomorrow, I truly believe we'd batter you, especially if you look at your absolute just joke performance against the Scousers yesterday. I thought we were bad when we played them. But Arsenal just didn't have a defence, did they? They didn't have a defence. Like you just comment again, you said we need defence players. Yes, you do, my son. Probably just even more than Manchester United. I thought Arsenal were a complete shambles. I like to say that. It's nice to say that with a smile on my face when United haven't been a complete shambles. It's a rarity this season. So I'm going to milk it, Alex. Thank you so much for stopping by as usual, man. And commiserations on the defeat. Comment here from Mo Wadder. Lingard is not as good technically. He can't do what Rash, Pogba and Martial do. Alexis in. Well, Lingard was one of those players today that sort of had a quiet game, really, even though he had influence and it was, part of a stellar performance. It wasn't like he was taking all the headlines and pulling the strings and having a hand in everything fantastic that we did. But Lingard's a player to me that gets the club. I like his attitude. I like the fact that he is a local lad. He is a United man. And he's the sort of player we should be keeping around at the club. He gets the club. He scored in big games before in the past. He will have a positive impact on the side as well, just like a lot of the other players have had. You just wait and see. I agree with you, though. I don't think he's one of the very best players in the world. All those players you just mentioned, I think either right now are better or in the future will be better than Jesse Lingard will ever get to. That's my personal opinion, but I still think he's a really good player to have. Real good squad player. He's actually quite a big game player in a lot of occasions. He just pops up and does things in big games. And I like that. He's a United lad. So just back off Lingard a little bit there, okay, mate? He's still got a lot to prove this season, as do a lot of the players. With Ollie in, who knows what he can do. It's only been a few games. Yeah, out of the bunch of players you've mentioned, they've all performed better over the last few games. But he's been no disgrace, has he? Do you know what I mean? Comment here from James Mosgrop. How's it going, James? Good to see you in the live chat. He says, Pig, do you think we can pip Chelsea to fourth? It's going to be very difficult for us this season, but we've seen with some of the recent results, with teams above us dropping points, City last week, Arsenal, Spurs, that things can happen. There's a lot left of the season. There's definitely an opportunity for a team, one of those teams above us, to have just as shit a few months as we've just had. We've had an awful few months, we really have. But there's an opportunity for a team above us to do that as well. That could easily happen. United look a completely different team now. We look like we could go out and give anybody a game. Really looking forward to that PSG game now. I know it's a couple of months off. But what can we do in that game now with the attacking talents that we got? PSG, great attacking talents, one of the best front three in world football. But defensively, they can be got at as well. So instantly, there's this positivity around United. I don't approach any game with a feeling of negativity, with a feeling of pessimism now, because we've got the right man in charge. We've got the right set of players at this moment in time, which we can improve in January. Everything is is on the right track now. So I think we can we could get top four. It just depends on how the teams above us do. They have been quite consistent, a lot more consistent than we've been so far this season. But everything can change. We've seen that. Everything can change now. Tottenham could go on a little downturn. Arsenal could easily go on a downturn. Chelsea, who knows? And if United keep that intensity up, it's amazing what a new manager can do, what a new approach can do. It's amazing because suddenly we're not going into games thinking this is going to be a drab, boring snooze fest. That's what we were doing when we were looking forward to watching Jose's United. Suddenly now we're approaching games, whoever it may be, whether it's against Spurs, thinking we can go on and win that game. We really can. Because we can match a lot of teams for technical attacking quality players out there. And if we get the tactics right, we get the intensity right. A lot of it's to do with the mentality and the attitude. It really is. The players out at the moment seem to be all rallying together for Ole Gunnar. Ole Gunnar's come in, they're happy, they look happy out there, and suddenly United are a quality frigging team again, lads and lasses, they really are. Andy Manchester, we can finish fourth at this rate. Yeah, anything higher than that, I think maybe asking a bit much. But imagine if we just did that. Imagine if we got to the top four, we got Champions League qualification after the horrible season that we've had, the start to the season that we had. Imagine if we did that. It would be absolutely legendary. There would be no way that we could get any other manager in. It would have to go to Ole Gunnar. Imagine if he goes on and wins the Champions League, lads! See, that's it. We're a bit far off that at the moment. We still need quality, but it can be done. Roberto Di Matteo at Chelsea springs to mind. It can be done. That would be the most legendary thing, one of the most legendary things to ever happen in football, I think, if Ole Gunnar came in these circumstances and super subbed us to the Champions League. Comment here from Save Armar. Comments, glory, glory United. Falling in love with my team all over again. Keep up the good work, Pig. Love the show from Iceland with love. Thank you very much there, pal. Really appreciate you getting involved there from Iceland. Happy holidays. I bet it's cold as shit out there right now. And it's pretty cold here. Yeah, I agree with you. I am as well. I'm looking forward to watching United again. Fallen in love with the style of play today from the very off. That Rashford skill to open up play today, to give Pogba the goal, to kick things off in the right fashion today. It was amazing. And then the intensity continued. We got the second, and we pushed on. We got the third. We conceded. We pushed on second half. We got the fourth. We really went for it today. That's how I want to see United play. We played with such fire and passion out there and attacking style. It's like we've got to have that mentality to begin with. If we're going to play attacking, the players need to, be allowed to do that, allowed to go for it. And they are allowed to go for it. We've got wing backs flying down the wings, man. Overlapping, creating all sorts of chances, balls into the box, runners in behind, loads of runners in behind. It's like anti-Mourinho football, it really is. Thank you so much for your comment there, man. Much appreciated. Right, lads and lasses, I am going to wrap this up in a second. I'm just going to read one or two more out, actually. Comment here from Fez Hun, who comments, Yo Pig, Fez here from Hungary. What's your thoughts on Bailey's killer tackle? Thank you for stopping by from Hungary there, Fez. I thought, he's sort of pulled out of it. It's a scissor challenge. It was reckless. He's flown in there, but studs were not up. He's curled his foot down once he knows what a stupid thing that he's done. There wasn't much to it. The Bournemouth player was absolutely fine, got up, no, didn't even go down, no issues really. But the fact is, it was reckless, it was dangerous. I can see why it was given a red card, but I'm really pissed off about it. It was stupid from Eric Bailly, to be fair, to do that, because I think he will be a big miss for the next few games. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It happens. I didn't think there was much to it. I don't think he really intended to do that. It was just a crap tackle. He had an absolute mare. He lost his head. There was no need to do that. We were cruising. It was comfortable. You've had a shitter, Bailey, but we'll forgive you, lad. Just come back and be Vidic. Come back and be Vidic, because that's what we need. I want to talk about Lindelof. He made a couple of little errors here and there today, but generally he's looked so much better recently, hasn't he? Really looked better. Happy to see that. When he came in, he looked like a complete travesty of a player. Jose couldn't really get the best out of him. Some good performances here and there, but he's looked very, very comfortable, as have a lot of the players, since Ollie's come in. It's as simple as that. Basically, Jose was like just a steaming turd, an unflushable turd lingering in the toilet bowl that is Manchester United. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in and he has flushed that bad boy away. He's got this plumber out. He's undone the blockage, and suddenly everything's flowing nicely again. Oh, what a terrible analogy. Disgusting. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there, lads and lasses. On that note, I think I'll leave you. Come on, my son. Come on, United. This is the United way. We are back. Have some of that, doubters. Because we are back on the right track, and we will be coming for you, whether you're a Gooner, whether you're a Spurs fan, whether you're a City fan, whatever. Yeah, okay. One day, we will be back there, and this is the catalyst, this is the start of what is to come, which is Manchester United being Manchester United again. You're a bunch of legends. Follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for stopping by. Come back tomorrow. There'll be a live Monday analysis podcast episode. Shout out to James Mosgrop. Shout out to the Music Fiend. Shout out to James Mellier. All you guys who have watched this video today, shout out to you all. If I've not commented and replied to your questions, apologies. Get your comments in below in the comment section once this video has been published. I'll respond to them then. You're a bunch of legends. Thanks so much for stopping by. Like, subscribe, comment. You've been watching The Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy. Got a bit of a cold, so that was a bit of a risky move there. It didn't sound right, did it? But my usual oink oink. I'll see you soon. This is The Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy and come on, United.